right? Someone's going to fix that, no doubt, very soon. But that was a really fun little interview we did there. Very happy with his results, thus far in this tournament. Really telling us actually privately off stage, he really only was preparing for the PBZ matchup versus Rogue. Did not expect to face Zest in the winners match. And then also told us that he thought Zest did not play at his full potential. Can you see if your mic is it DED dead? All right, we got to get this fixed. I'm sure someone in the backstage is running around with their head cut off trying to fix that. Byun is the massive favorite, though, in this losers match. Here are our maps: Frost, Sejong Station, and Frozen Temple. So when you look at these three, nothing out of the ordinary here, really. I do feel like Byun is very confident, though, on Frozen Temple. So when you keep that in mind, definitely Rogue's map choice, but I think a strong map for Byun. Obviously, Rogue gets 2 picks since he did have first pick here. And this time it's New Gettysburg that gets vetoed by Byun. It looks like Valdez's mic should be working shortly. It's not working yet. We'll be getting to that pretty shortly. Anyways, I guess,
test?
Oh, yes,
there we go. Okay, I'm here.
Someone stepped on the table. Okay, we're good. All right,
it happens.
I'll let
Vehicle, esports, all that good stuff.
I'll let you throw us into this game now.
Yeah.
You're back.
That was a fun interview.
Yeah.
But for next time, make sure to be describing that. But guys, we're going to jump into game number 1 here, the losers match, Rogue versus Byun.
프로스트로 떠납니다.
Welcome to Frost, guys, for game number 1 of the losers match. Up in the top left in the purple, it is Byun.
And down to the bottom right at cross, or no, not cross spawns, bottom left, my monitor was hidden there. To the bottom left, it is Rogue. With this setup we have today, guys, obviously there will be some technical difficulties by probably tomorrow or the day after. Things will definitely smoothen out quite a bit. Sorry about the microphone issue we had earlier and my monitor issue with the incorrect spawning location. It is bottom left. Got that fixed now. One of the things I'm a little bit sad about, to be honest with you, Valdez, is that we never got to see in this group the iconic Byun versus Neeb matchup that I think everyone was looking for, because Neeb, was called or shouted out by Byun in his matchup versus Deer as the guy who he trained with. They grind out best of 7s, was what I was told, just over and over and over, all these best of 7s in the matchup with the map pool, the list of maps, over and over and over and over and over again. And when you play against a player that much, you really get to understand exactly how they move and how they play. It's almost like they're teammates in a way. If you practice that much, you play that many customs. So it would be exciting to see that matchup. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing it in this group now, as Neeb has just avoided Byun.
Yeah,
going 4-0.
It's a really just crazy scenario the way it worked out. As I was saying at the very beginning of the day, it would be so good for Neeb if Zest would get through, because honestly, I mean, we were looking at this group, we were thinking Byun first place, Neeb second place, but the fact that Zest really threw the whole group for a loop when he defeated Byun 2-1 and went to that winners match gave Neeb one of his best matchups in the PvP, and also gave him not Byun, the guy who's in form, the GSL champion, right? So the fact that he avoids him, maybe not so great for the fans who wanted to watch that matchup, but quite fantastic for Neeb. Even though he said he wasn't all that confident against Zest, he didn't really practice PvP matchup, he still played fantastically and outplayed him.
Oh, he
gets
really
out of the group in first place.
I mean, Zest threw everything he had and he defended everything. Moving back onto this matchup specifically, a nice kill here on this Reaper. Usually pretty rare to see that, but some damage done. Byun is transitioning into his reactor Marines, and we'll likely see that follow-up attack with the Medivacs and Marines coming out soon. Let's not forget that Rogue kind of pioneered this Queen style of using drops to distract while building a large Queen count. We've seen really only Rogue do that consistently since then. Dark playing a very different style, just really kind of using Queens to defend and rushing out ultras as quickly as possible. We'll see how this one looks compared to the Byun versus Dark matchup. Most fans are saying that because, basically Dark beat Byun, but barely. It was so close on that best of 5 that there's no way that Rogue beats Byun. But we'll see. Again, Rogue's only played one matchup against a foreigner who showed his own unique style. Perhaps he's also really prepared for the ZVT matchup, and we'll see what he's got to show us today.
It's kind of interesting. I mean, I would definitely favor Byun even more because there are 2 Protoss's in this group, and he had to face Neep first, but then he probably expected to face Zess second. So I was thinking, he probably prepared for ZVP. Maybe he was kind of caught off by Neep's style, or he was like trying too hard to like respond to it. With the burrow, all the techs he was going for, all this like fancy stuff, and it really didn't work out. But it's going to be interesting to see if he, plays good games here against Byun and just doesn't get rolled over. So far, it's been pretty passive. It's the early game of the ZVT, and it is Frost. And we'll have to wait and see where it does go from here. I like the fact, though, that we do get to see a ZVT. Definitely one of the best matchups in StarCraft, has been for a long time. Was very entertaining when we got to see Byun versus Dark, and we'll get to see Byun's style now against a different Zerg in Rogue.
Yeah, we will, and here's the 2 medevac timing we were talking about. Stim comes out very quickly. He's making Hellions quite a bit later on into this, so I'm really curious to see how that is going to pair up here. Really starting to wonder if he's going to add an armory. Oh, here we go again. Both times, but like he did it last time versus Dark, it happened right when I said it, because it looks like he wants to follow this up with Hellbat aggression with the Hellion count he's building and also hiding. Now he's going to attack directly here at the front. The creep spread from Rogue, pretty solid. Not very thick, but pretty far extended. This will allow these Queens a lot of mobility between this third base that's very far away and the natural, because they need to be together to combat this army and get their transfuses off. Here come the Hellions. He's going to rally them across the map. They will transform into their slower counterparts, the Hellbats, once they arrive.
It's a cool idea, just to add Hellbats into this push. It comes later, obviously, but it does so well against both Ling and Baneling kind of play. And that's generally what you see as a response to that 16 Marine with Stim push. So we'll see if they can soak up a bunch of the damage and do some damage to the Lings. Uh-oh, no transfuses.
Yep, targets down the one with most energy first, gets the rest of them there. The rest of those Queens over there at the top look like they were just out of energy. Doesn't want to use any more transfuses if he doesn't have to. Oh my god, that Queen with the most energy nearly goes down. He had enough transfuse energy though. Hellbats, only 2 of them at the front, but still, this is too much damage, and Byun is just going to roll him over. GG!
There you go. Byun literally just rolling him over. Rogue really not prepared for the push. Just gets absolutely bopped in that game.
He had his Queens with the most energy, especially the first one in the front. That's the worst thing you can have happen, because that's the Queen that's going to get targeted. That means you lose so much transfuse energy to save the rest of your Queens. If the Queens that are safest don't have energy to transfuse, they can't protect the more important Queens. Yeah. The push is very powerful, and he didn't scout it. Okay, that's another thing too. He
didn't know
prepared.
About the Hellbats.
Yeah.
He was expecting 16 Marines, and he's like, wait, it hasn't hit yet. What's going on? And he has that Baneling Nest on the way, but it's too late. He added it a little bit too late. He was being a little bit too greedy, and just did not have the necessary defense to defend a push like that. That's really what it comes down to, and that's where you sometimes get these games where they just end in 5 minutes because the Zerg was not prepared. Let's hope he prepares a little bit better going into game number 2 on KeSPA Station.